Bonobo Project Review, 8th of the 9th, 19, number 33. Okay, what I did. So, I read an email from a person that got in touch with us through my old website, the Bonobo House. He's very interested in the work that we do, and he's really keen to set something up in the United States. And I was a bit concerned because it was a long email. It wasn't an introductory email. It was someone obviously really excited, and as a dyslexic person, it put me off straight away. He's keen to do something in the United States, and my past experience tells me that I need to take this with a little bit of caution. I'd be concerned that the Bonobo experience started in the United States with someone that I didn't know, and if we were to give over all of our knowledge around workshops, etc., that we could end up with someone taking it away. I mean, I watched The Founder only the other day, which is about McDonald's, and McDonald's was set up by two brothers, and then this guy that eventually took over McDonald's, he manipulated and stole it and then made it into what it is now, which was totally against the ethics of the original McDonald's. I don't want to dramatise this situation or in any way compare it, but it does trigger me around where we take this forward, and what if those people in the United States were to do it, and then sadly something happens and it's our reputation. So there's some concerns around that, albeit if it's genuine, it could be a really exciting proposition, and I'm sure he is genuine. I just need to know a bit more about him, really. Adopted a orphan bonobo. The Bonobo Conservation Institute put out a tweet that they'd found a bonobo that really needed help and it needed funding. Now, the Bonobo experience, through various workshops, the Psychedelic Society for one, Men in Touch for another, have raised some money that can go towards helping that bonobo. So we've sent out some money and we've adopted a bonobo, so that's great news. I must tell the team about that. I've put it on Facebook, I've put it on the blog, so that's great news. I need to tell the team about the situation with the guy in the States and get their opinion on it. Also, I spoke to May, who lives in Berkeley. He's done the Bonobo experience. He's a lover of mine, or we're lovers on one level or another, nothing too heavy. He's interested in joining the campaign, and he lives in Berkeley in the United States, in California, and he's keen to maybe set something up there, so there's an opportunity there that we could follow up. Excuse me. And that would take us maybe going to the Burning Man. We could maybe do that. And he also told us about Arouse, or Arousal is a company in the States that's like Stretch, so we could maybe do workshops there. And then that got me thinking, what if we did workshops for Tantra for Gay Men in the United States? What if MAEVON and May went to that, perhaps? Or, you know, what if we it's opening up areas. I spoke to Elizabeth about those concerns, and she was saying that the best thing to do maybe is not to write everything down about how to do the workshops. Don't get that into public domain. That needs to be something that is taught to people, and then they can pass it on, but it's not written down. She's optimistic. She thinks that this may be a good idea, or it may be a great opportunity. It seems like a good opportunity, I have to admit. I'm just cautious. What else? What did I think about? is it good to keep the Bonobo experience closed and build it within slowly, or throw it out there and just let it happen? Breakthroughs. Focus on analysis for the workshop, rationale and meta-narrative. So the harmonious way of bonobos, a new way of doing things, our old narrative, the Darwin narrative of winner takes all, survival of the fittest, maybe is not fit for purpose anymore. So there's a species that is operating in a way that is counter to our ideas of our self-identity. So that's a really interesting story. Working out the USA Bonobo strategy. So I'm going to have to, that's a challenge. I'm going to have to email that person. Uncertainties whether to follow up on his email. And what shall I do next, implement next week? Well, there's a whole host of things that I need to do next week to consolidate everything, but also, and I'm going to say these quickly, Austria Sarah, I need to get in touch with her, see if I can run a workshop in Austria, do a book of the workshops, do a FUNZINE workshop, maybe based in Brighton, but not necessarily, could be London. Buy a name for the Bonobo experience, get in touch with Own It at the university, talk to James at GSCENE, maybe get an article in the GSCENE down there, write up a queer spirit report, go through the blog, and start consolidating my journal, and go into the folders on the hard drive and start to pull out stuff from there. I have been doing quite a concise, you probably can see it here, I've been doing quite a concise scroll of everything that I've been doing with the Bonobo experience. That's a visual so that the university lecturers and markers can see what I'm doing. But aside from that, things are starting to get pulled together now, and it's Unit 3, so I'm less about doing workshops and more about what it is that we found, what it is that the Bonobo experience has uncovered, what we can offer. Thank you.